Hi, and thanks for watching. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to discuss taking a real estate financial model built in Microsoft Excel and importing that model into Google Sheets. Now, this is one in a series of videos that we're putting together around real estate financial modeling in Google Sheets. And that's because Google Sheets has reached a point where it's sufficiently robust to be able to handle virtually all real estate financial modeling tasks. And so we view this as a value add to our Adventures in CRE audience. And so we have a lot of Excel models on our website. Many of you have already asked, hey, how do I import these models into Google Sheets and what happens when I do that? And so we're going to look at two models on our site. We're going to import those into Google Sheets and see what the ramifications of that are. So here I am in my Google Sheets dashboard. I'm just going to go ahead and open a blank Google Sheet workbook, or as Google Sheets call it, Google Sheet spreadsheet. And with that open, we're going to go here to File and Import. And here it gives me the option of importing a file that's already in my Google Drive or importing a file that's been shared with me or recently opened. Instead, I'm going to choose Upload. And here I have on my desktop two models we're going to test. The first is my simple acquisition model for office, retail, and industrial. And as its name denotes, this is a simple model relative to many of the models we have on our site. And now, as you're going to see, most of the model imports flawlessly. And that's because there's not a lot of conditional formatting or back-end VBA that can conflict with Google Sheets. So let's start with that one. The other one we will be importing is my apartment development model, which, while on its face appears simple, is actually quite complex. It includes 20 VBA macros, all sorts of conditional formatting and internal links that could conflict with Google Sheets. So anyway, let's start with the simple acquisition model. We grab it, we're going to drag it into the import file box. And then it gives us the option, do we want to create a new worksheet from the imported file, insert just the sheets into the existing file, or replace the spreadsheet? In this case, it doesn't matter, so I'll just choose Replace Spreadsheet. Now here it's importing all of the data. Imports the formatting, the values, the formulas, the different tabs. It's going to import conditional formatting, all the links, everything, right? And so as we look now, it looks incredibly similar to the Excel workbook. In fact, let me open the Excel workbook. We can kind of go back and forth between the two. So here I have the Excel workbook, the Google Sheets spreadsheet. Let me enable this. And first we'll start with the property summary tab. Now what you'll notice here immediately is the formatting of the tabs is slightly different, but Google Sheets still gives us kind of a nice color below the tab to help us differentiate between the tabs, whereas in Excel, the tab itself was blue. Otherwise, it's very similar. So let's come here again to the property summary tab. Now, virtually everything is the same and correct. The real difference here between the two is in Excel, I'm using a dynamic, what I call a floating summary box. And this is actually an image that dynamically changes based on updates to the model. So for instance, I'll go here to the purchase price, watch this box here, and I change this to 15 million. And those percentages change. We come over to Google Sheets, go 15 million. Doesn't change. And that's because when it imported, Google Sheets simply converted it to a static image. So I'll just go ahead and delete that image. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Now, something you're going to notice, look at these returns are different. And that's because something didn't import correctly. And we'll identify it as we move through. Next, we go to investor returns, and this is where the issue is. So a couple things didn't import quite right. The first is the conditional formatting that changes the font color, whether it's an IRR or equity multiple hurdle used in our promote structure, didn't quite come over correctly. And so the font is white when it should have been this light blue color. But that's not that big of a deal. That doesn't really impact the returns themselves. But if you notice here, air check, we're not distributing enough profit. And so I kind of looked at this before and I've identified why. And you really have to compare line by line when this sort of thing happens. But it's fairly simple. Now, if we look here in the Excel file, and we go to here, beginning balance, notice time 0, there's a 0 balance. If we come here, time 0, there's a blank cell. Okay, so all we have to do is change this to 0. Actually, it's simpler than that. This is asking, is this cell here blank? If it is, make this cell blank. Otherwise, enter this cell. The problem is this cell right here is a blank cell. Excel takes a blank cell and assumes it's 0. Google Sheets takes a blank cell and assumes it's blank. And so really all we need to do is change this to 0, and it corrects it. All right, now we have to do the same thing here in the second hurdle and in the third hurdle. And as soon as we make that correction, air check OK, and our returns, 1901% for the sponsor, 1901% for the sponsor. And so that was another item that didn't import quite correctly. To edit this, we would have to come into the conditional formatting and update some of these rules. I won't bore you with that, but that would need to be done to correct it. The overly simplified DCF came across correctly, except for our floating summary box. So we'll just go ahead and delete that. Again, all the formatting looks great. Our named cells and named ranges came over correctly. Property level returns tab looks correct. Other than, again, our floating summary box we'd want to delete. It does look like there's some of our formatting here that isn't quite right. That would need to be cleaned up. But otherwise, you know, this is pretty close. And considering we didn't have to build it from scratch in Google Sheets, that's a pretty good start. Let's look at how the apartment development model fares. So I'll just go ahead and close out our Excel file, come up here to File, choose again, Import. We're going to upload, bring in the apartment development model, uploading, and we're going to create a new spreadsheet in this case. So just go Import, and we can choose to open this now. And so now we have both sheets open. Okay. So here's the apartment development model. Now the first thing I notice is that we have the right number of tabs along the bottom. So that's good because there's some VBA that determine which tab opens or doesn't. All right. The next thing I notice is because this is so, there's a lot of VBA going on, there was some jitter between moving from the summary tab to the underwriting tab, but now it seems to be working correctly. Let's test some of these buttons. So there's buttons here that should take us to sections. Nope, the buttons don't work anymore. Okay, so that's another issue. Let's open the Excel file and see if there's any issues with the actual underwriting. Doesn't look like it, right? Property level IRR 15.27. And then let's come down and look at our partnership level return. So LP 13.96% IRR. What's the LP here? LP 13.96. So we didn't have any break in the calculations themselves. However, we do see a break in all of these buttons. And the buttons are what run the macros, including a recalculate button. So for instance, if I were to change the land cost, I don't know, 5 million, the recalculate button doesn't, well, there it finally appeared, but it doesn't work, right? So you can't click it to recalculate anything because this just converted from a macro-enabled button to just an image. And so that's an issue where this model, while the calculations seem to be working correctly, things like, okay, we can't go from fixed to variable interest, we can't use the detailed lease-up module, we can't add retail, we can't use the detailed operating expenses module, and as a result, the model is somewhat unusable through an import like this. And so you therefore have to build this model from scratch or adapt the model in a way that doesn't use these macros or rewrite the macros. And you do that coming to tools, macros, and you could then record new macros. So that is importing Excel models into Google Sheets. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, thanks for your time.